Hey everybody, this is Secondhand Dan coming to you from the Penny Pincher Thrift Shop land. Still working on installing the space heater. This natural gas space heater has been putting up a little bit of a fight. It wasn't just like swap out the old and swap in the new. But the next dilemma is putting the feet on. And here you have these screws that are about a 1/4 inch long. Now the dealio with these screws they give you is they're ridiculously small. I said they're a 1/4 inch long and they're supposed to go to hold these feet onto the bottom of that heater. Well, this heater is about an 1/8 inch thick plastic. So that means once the screw's in place, they've actually recessed the hole a little bit to try and make up for that, but still. This is all that pokes through. You're supposed to balance a gas heater on that little bit of thread. Yeah, front and back. But that's ridiculous. Somebody said, you know what? If we only supply screws that barely poke through and barely grab onto the bottom of that space heater, we will save over using one twice as long or twice the diameter, twice as long and twice the diameter. We'll save 2 cents for every heater we put out there in the public. And we can put that 2 cents in our pocket, and that means we can get a Big Mac for our lunch once a month. That looks kind of dangerous to me because that almost looks like it could pop out of the bottom of the heater. So I am going to drill slightly larger holes in the bottom of my heater and put a slightly larger screw in. And I probably paid 89 cents for the whole packet of screws, which came with like 10 screws. So I have these, they say number 8, 14 by 3/4. And once those go through here and go into the sheet metal, you can see how much will actually enter into the sheet metal. These here, the only thing they're good for is maybe one piece of sheet metal to another piece of sheet metal. Even that's a little questionable. So let me go get the proper size drill bit so I can pass it through the hole here and there, and then drill out the hole in the bottom of the space heater. These are where the sheet metal screws will enter. And I've checked, there's nothing on the other side that you have to worry about hitting. So as you guys figure out what the proper size drill bit is for this size screw. I believe the proper size for a number 14 screw is a 5/16 bit. So here we go. That was too easy. Not 100% sure I got the right size, but gotta start somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to test it. I went to the internet to figure out which size drill bit to use, and I misread the chart. I thought it said 144 thousandths. I think it says, I double checked, it's 200,000 because that's a little too snug right now. I thought it didn't look like it was the right size, so I'm gonna have to bump my drill bit size up a little bit. All right, to determine screw size, I said what size drill bit for a number 14 screw, and basically I think I was going with a machine screw, even though these are sheet metal screws, but it says something like 200 thousandths. So I measure out with this, and here's a drill bit that is 185, which is about the equivalent of 3/16. So that's probably going to be it. I mean, you can always just hold your drill bit in front of your screw and see that if there are not threads showing approximately on each side. Or you can just drill a test hole in something if you remember where you set the drill down. Okay, got the drill. I don't know where I picked this up. I know I did not buy this one new. It smells a little bit like it's burning, but still works. I mean, I have another DeWalt 20 volts somewhere, but I'm going to enlarge the one hole in here and see if the screw is going to work in that. There we go. Hole is enlarged. That was pretty easy. And it feels like it's going to be just fine. Let's see, a little tough going, but this is an 1/8 inch thick piece of aluminum. The steel base here is just sheet metal, so it should be a little more giving when I actually attempt to run the screw into it. Now when screwing into the base, even though I made sure there was enough room for the screw to clear, you got to make sure when you send your drill bit all the way up in there, you're not hitting something. So I know that I'm clear of doing that also. I checked that out, so they're not going to hit anything. Enlarge the holes in the plastic just a little bit. I'll feel a lot better with the increased screw size holding this with the extra length and the extra width. Like I said, I don't know why they had to go so cheap so they could save 2 cents a unit. It's putting up a little fight going through the plastic. Is it going to spin once it gets all the way through? Yeah, it's spinning. That's good. I think. No, it's landed. Which means I need to increase the size in the plastic just a hair more. Quit screwing around. Get the job done already. All right, well, let's take the size up in the plastic. All right, I did take the hole in the plastic up a size bigger than the last drill bit I used, which is a size smaller than what's actually in the base of the heater. And it seems to be working just fine. I mean, the only thing more lighter duty than those screws they gave me would have been if they insisted on me using a pop rivet. All right, all right, all right. I said I had to drill the plastic out a little bit bigger. We are so close to picking this unit up and carrying it back and attaching the gas line. Now, make sure the longer end, here's where the screws go, so the longer end goes out front in order to, I guess, to help and make it less tippable. But they also give you a hole there if you want to screw it down. I don't think that's going to be necessary. We don't have that kind of traffic around here. And it's in the corner of the room, so. Okay, I run my screw in and then give it a couple more twists, make sure it's spinning in the plastic. And approach the heater. Grab a hold of the heater. Okay. One more screw will do it. Mr. Pruitt. This is definitely an improvement over those. Those screws were about the size of teardrops that they gave me. I said, no, they barely looked like they would go in very far. I thought it might have been possible to strip them out and try and install them. Okay, let me show you what those look like while they're in place. All right. See, I got a nice pair of button head screws in there compared to that little thing. See the difference? All right, well, let's pick this thing up. All right, heater, let's go. Oh, my back. I think I pulled a muscle yesterday, and I've only been aggravating it today. Down, easy, down you go. All right. That's pretty much where she's going to sit. Fort Pitt. Man, that thing looks large and in charge compared to the other one. And I think it's the feet that bring it up, make it look larger. But all right, well, let me get that flexi line connected to it. Hey, you want to hear a really funky noise? Here's the flexi line. If I reach up here and grab the gas valve and turn it on. So it sounds like when the gas is coming out full force. But this is going on to the back of the heater now. Sometimes it's a good idea, you know, crack your line briefly like that just to get the air out. Okay. All right, got to get the adjustable wrench and snug them down. Okay. Okay, that one's done. Do the lower one. Okay, it is installed. Slide it back. Center it up on this platform. Okay. All right, now we're going to fire it up. Turn the gas valve on. Oh, I got to put the battery in the igniter. Electronic igniter. You know, I don't care much either way, whether it's the old click, you know, I guess they call that a piezo. Is it still a piezo if it takes a battery? Or this one, I guess when you push down, it goes tick, 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 tick. But I repaired a heater and it took the traditional push down click. Okay, so I think I'd show you, yeah, it's right here on the side. Well, it says 1AA. I thought they were going to have the positive or negative mark on it. I'm thinking the positive goes up. Well, we'll know if we're wrong soon enough. Nothing's happening when I push down on it. Oh, there is a positive symbol on top of the rubber boot. And nothing's happening. Great. Yeah, there's a big positive sign on the top of that. And I have it installed with the positive end up. Is this screw on or snap on? As I say, they improved things when they didn't need improved. I would have preferred just the old push button click. It would have been on by now. Oh, there's a piece of plastic still on the bottom of the battery. That might have gotten away. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. This is not threaded, but I still think well, it still threads on though. Okay, it's sparkulating. Let me show you. Push down and hold it. Okay. Turn it to the pilot selection. And hold it down. And then you have to hit the igniter at the same time. We have ignition. Okay, I'm holding down on the knob. You're supposed to maintain constant pressure while it's in the pilot position for about 30 seconds, and then you can let up. Letting up, and it stayed lit. Okay. Number one, flame on. That's a big boy there. I said this is 30,000 BTU. The heater I took out was 15,000 BTU. Okay, well, the question is now the temperature in here is about 58 degrees. And if this is set on number 1, how warm will it have to be before this guy kicks off? Well, we're going to find out in time. That's impressive. I'm saying it's still bigger than what I realized it was going to be. Because I have one upstairs, and it doesn't seem to be this big. There's the old one. There's the new one. This is the Blue Flame. It's different in that you actually see a rolling flame up it, and the other one has just had like an orange glow. And the other one, when you would stand in front of it, you couldn't keep your hands here without them getting burnt, because it was directing the heat out. This just kind of wafts it up and like a furnace duct. So the infrared down here versus the Blue Flame here. All right, well, this is going to be interesting getting used to this guy. I said the size is still throwing me a little bit. Not the BTU, but the cabinet is what's throwing me. Let me show you the other one upstairs. Well, this is the heater upstairs. And it's sitting on the floor. Didn't have to add any feet to it. I think I bought this at a yard sale. It's been here for 3 years. It's been doing a good job. Let me go ahead and kick it up a notch. So the flame seems a little shorter on this than on the one downstairs. Now this is a 30,000 BTU also. I said I know I can put my hand in front of it and not get burnt. But you gotta watch touching it, it will burn you. Well, it hasn't been on long enough, but standing over it, you can feel the heat wafting at you. Whereas the one that I took out downstairs, if you stood with it by your backside, you'd start to smell your jacket smoking. Well, I hope I made the right decision. Thanks for tagging along and helping me get through this ordeal. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment. Be my friend out there on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. This is Secondhand Dan saying goodbye.